Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Life with Brea. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so that you can always know when I have new videos, and also click the little bell so that you can get a notification every time. I just wanted to come on today and talk to you about some of the books that have been my favorite recently, have been like really helping me get through this quarantine time, because it's kind of a weird moment and I have a lot of extra free time that I never had before. And I always used to love to read, but like I haven't recently because I've been in school and work and everything, so it's been kind of hectic. So I found that I have rediscovered my love for reading, and I just wanted to show you a few of those. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about that has been like really good for me, and I also love the show, is called Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This book is like literally so good. It's a romance and I love it. It basically is about a character who like through a series of events gets zapped back in time to like way like the 1500s or something, and she has to basically find her way out of situations, and she ends up meeting this guy and she marries him, which is kind of controversial because she's married in her former life. So she's really struggled with that, and she was having a hard time reconciling marrying this new guy, which was really to save her, even though she had a husband in the future. So it's really interesting. I think there's actually a lot of books in this series. Let me see. I think there might be a lot. I don't think it says, but like I know that there's like 4 seasons I think on Netflix right now, and this book is like huge. Like this book has like over 600 pages. So it's really big, it's really good. I'm almost done with this one, and then I'm gonna have to go and get the other one. And the writing is really well done. Her character development, like her arcs for the characters, are really great. I love her her romantic like partner, and when she's in the past, his name is Jamie, and he is just like everything that a girl could ever possibly want. It really like occupies my mind so that I don't have to think about anything else, to be honest. Like it's just really helpful. It's just like helping you go into a different world kind of, and it's written in parts. So like I just started part 5, which is called Lallybrook, but it's really interesting. So it kind of goes from like section of her life to section of her life. So I think it'd be really good for everyone if you're into romance. Like it's really great. So another book that I've actually read a couple of times through, and every time I read it, it really like brings out something new and I learn something new, is this book by Ravi Zacharias. It's called Jesus Among Other Gods. This book changed my whole perspective on Christianity and also just world religions in general. What he does is, so this guy, Ravi, he basically grew up in I think the Hindu or Buddhist culture, and he converted to Christianity when he was younger, but he basically talks about what life was like. I think he was born in India or something, so he talks about kind of like the culture shock between Christianity and Eastern religions, and it's really interesting because every time he'll take a claim that Jesus says in the Bible and he'll compare it to other religions and other religious figures. Like he'll take something and compare it to the Prophet Muhammad, or it's just like so interesting to see like his thought process and everything. And what it really comes down to is it's just a way to kind of defend our faith as Christians to non-Christians, and kind of have a way to relate to them that's not condescending, that doesn't belittle their experiences and their religious cultures. And I just thought it was so interesting. I literally have like written all over this book and like copied it down and had really interesting conversations with people like regarding this book and this topic. My older sister actually suggested it to me. She's actually got a really great blog that I'll link in the description, and she talks about books and she talks about just like really like beautiful things. So you definitely should go like subscribe to her blog because she's got really great posts all the time. But this book just like really inspired me to dig deeper into my faith and to not just take everyone's word for it. You know, I think it's really important to look to professionals and people who have studied the Bible as their degree, like theologians or pastors, or, you know, people who have an interest in this kind of stuff, and so that you can really know what you're talking about. I think if you're gonna argue for your faith, you really gotta know what you're talking about, because people are gonna walk all over you. They're gonna spout facts in your face, and if you don't have something to back it up, they're just gonna laugh at you. So I thought this book was really, really good. I'm also gonna link all the books down below just so you can get an idea of where to get them from and the price. This one was just like incredible. Like I read it, like I'm gonna read it at least twice a year, I think, every year, because every time I do, something else clicks in my brain about God. So this one is something I would definitely suggest if you're looking for a way to defend your faith, if you're looking to learn more about world religions in general, like maybe you're not a Christian, and if you're looking to kind of engage Christianity and learn more about it, along with like Buddhism and Hinduism and Islam and a little bit of Judaism, this is a really great book to do that. Okay, so the third book I want to talk to you about today is a book by my favorite author of all time, and probably a lot of people's favorite author of all time if you grew up in a Christian household and you watch Chronicles of Narnia. That is C.S. Lewis. So this is Abolition of Man. This is probably one of his most well-known books. It's actually a lecture, I think. And it is just incredible, and I just started it. I'm on page 25 and there's like 70 pages in this essay, so I just started it, but it really is a staple in Christianity and also just like Christian teaching. The first chapter is like so funny because he really just like goes after these other authors that just like misrepresented how people are supposed to be educated, and it's so funny. It's called Men Without Chest, so already off the bat you know it's about to be wild. And it's so good, and the thing I love about C.S. Lewis is even though he was so intelligent and so prophetic in his writing a lot of the times, he never wrote above someone's head. Like, you always can understand what he's saying. Like, even when you look at this, like, you can tell, like, the writing's bigger. Like, these pages are not super deep. He does have some writings that are just kind of like, okay, wait, let me, like, slow down and read this again. But most of his books, he writes for the purpose of educating people. So that's why I love his lectures and his essays. And of course I loved Chronicles of Narnia. I watched that and read those books throughout my entire childhood, so I'm a C.S. Lewis fan for sure. So yeah, this book, it basically talks about, it says, he sets out to persuade his audience of the importance and relevance of universal values such as courage and honor in contemporary society. And he really hits the nail right on the head. Even when talking about today, like, honor is something that is definitely lacking in a lot of authors and people who are in the public eye. So he's really just talking about, like, this is how we're supposed to be. This is the standards that we're supposed to have. And it's not just Christians. He's saying all people are supposed to have this set of standards in our life. You know, we're supposed to be courageous. We're supposed to teach our kids to be courageous. We're supposed to teach our kids to be honorable. He has a really great, the first part of the essay is about education and how we're teaching our kids wrong, you know, or how they were teaching their kids was wrong, about how we're restraining their adventure based learning, and we're taking away their courage because they don't have anything to be afraid of. Like, it's just like really, really inspiring for me because he always gives me something to think about, and I love that. I also just sit down and like look at his quotes all day long because he always had something really important to say. And it's funny, he just has like the best gift of writing that I've ever seen in any other author, and I've read, you know, of all the books I've ever read, like, he is my favorite author. The way he writes, the way, you know, it's funny, I also always feel like he writes as if he was American, even though he wasn't, he was British. Like, something about his writing is so attainable for us that it makes me feel like he was born in this generation in America. It's really interesting. So this is another book that I would definitely recommend, and I'm going to link this one down below as well. So yeah, those are the books I've been reading recently during quarantine, since I have a lot of time in my hands, and they've really been life-giving to me for different reasons. You know, Outlander has been just entertaining and hasn't really given me any life lessons necessarily, but it is entertaining for me. The Abolition of Man has obviously been inspiring for me in how I'm going to think of education as a whole, the society as a whole. And then of course Jesus, among other gods, has given me some information about how to represent my faith, how to stand up there and give an apology for my faith, as in like apologetics. So they've all been really life-giving. They've really entertained me. They've helped me not think about what the time we're in currently, but think about the future and the past, and learn some things in between. So yeah, I'm gonna link them all below. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, why don't you tell me a book that you've been reading recently, so that I can have some more recommendations for myself, because I'm always looking for some more books. Once again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss one of my videos. I'm going to be posting on Wednesday and Sundays probably. If that changes, I'll let you know. Also, follow all my social media. I'm going to be linking them down below. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and Facebook actually. So I will link those all below. Go ahead and give me a follow, send me a private message. Like I said in my last video, I would love to be the person for you that you come to and talk to. I would love to pray for you. I would love to just engage with you, and I'm always looking for new friends. So please hit me up in my DMs and I will respond, okay? Alright, see you next time.